All right. Hey, everyone. I am here with Paula Elder. Hi, Paula.
Hello, how are you?
Great. How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Good. Now, Paula's out on the golf course there in Lexington. Looks nice, like a nice day.
It's beautiful here. It's beautiful here.
Well, we appreciate you being on. So you're with the brokerage of real estate advisors, but you're also, you participate in RPAC. So tell us a little bit about your participation, but also let's explain like what RPAC is too, because I think there's a lot of misunderstandings, don't you?
I do, and a lot of people are a lot of agents are really unaware of its purpose. And I did jot down some notes because I can ramble about it, so I'm going to read a little bit.
Okay,
Um,
sure.
it was basically it was developed in 1969, and it stands for the Realtors Political Action Committee, and it's promoted the election of pro realtor candidates across the United States. The purpose of RPAC is very clear. Actually, it's voluntary contributions made by realtors
Mhm.
that are used to help elect candidates who understand and support realtors' interests. Um,
They also
and
like lobby for like when bills and stuff come up, they like work with candidates who are like supporting or not supporting the bill according to like the realtor interest too, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So each state has a lobbyist
Mhm.
or a team of lobbyists or whatever, and they're what take our concerns to Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
And fortunately, RPAC has very strong lobbyists at large. I mean, really, overall, we're very fortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, obviously it's been around for a long time and you can tell because there's a lot of bills and stuff that come down that want to take away some of the benefits of home ownership or take away some of the benefits of being a realtor and they get squashed pretty quickly and that is due to RPAC. It's not exactly right. So is
Exactly.
RPAC, how are they affiliated with the National Association of Realtors? Are they the same entity, a separate entity?
Well, they're the federal advocacy versus I guess what like all the states put together. They're actually the federal one.
Okay.
And so they did they made a lot of progress in regards to real estate and protecting our rights.
Right.
And they also do things. They jumped into action in 2020 to protect independent contractors and to ensure that in sole proprietors, self-employed, everybody was eligible for trillions of dollars because of NAR.
Nice.
They did the small business loans and business loans and rescue grants for us.
Nice.
Just
So
a
what
few of
is
them.
how are you involved with RPAC? Because you're not a lobbyist, right? Like you're a realtor.
No.
Yeah.
I'm a
So
realtor. On our local level, I'm the chairperson for RPAC, and then I'm a trustee for our state.
so what
For
does
our
that
state
mean?
RPAC.
Like what does the
Well,
chairperson do and what does the trustee do?
the chairperson, we really are fundraisers. You're basically trying to do a lot of fundraising for RPAC because
Mhm.
that's obviously how we support candidates. So locally, I try to arrange different events in order for us to raise funds. And then that goes to government affairs.
Okay.
Government affairs then uses that money in whatever way they need to, that they see fit to support our candidates. Statewide, it's really much the same, except we
Okay.
do it on a much larger level. You're trying to meet goals. You're trying to, you want so many of the major investors. You want so many new investors, which don't have to be a major investor. A
Right.
lot of people have that misconception, and truly, every dollar counts. Every
Yeah.
single dollar counts.
Right.
You don't
So
have to donate $1,000.
do some of our NAR dues go to RPAC or like on ours, it feels like it's a separate line item?
Well, some of your dues, it's really no, not usually.
Okay.
Um, not usually. Now, what can happen is, um, the way our state does it, I can't speak for all states, but what we do is we include it in the dues, but then everybody has the option of opting out if
Okay.
they don't want to pay that amount. And so we set our goal for a certain amount per, based on the number of members that we have
Uh-huh.
in our association. We set a goal for them. And then whenever um, they can pay it or they cannot pay it. And
Yeah.
so we just hope that we get a lot of participation.
So what do you think is like, because even myself, I had a misconception about RPAC. So what do you think we can do to like clear up that misconception, have more participation, and kind of like get the word out about like what's really going on, like why it's important?
Well, I mean, as you said, so many people don't know,
Yeah.
we really just need to continue to have these conversations with
Hmm.
people, as well as including information in standard organizational communication channels such as association newsletters,
Right.
social media, events, office meetings. Brokers can talk to their agents, and a lot of brokers do that by a challenge. We really want 75% office participation. And again,
Right.
it doesn't be the big dollars.
Right.
And then, we're always open for ideas too on how to increase that awareness around the importance of investing in RPAC, because people really don't understand. They really don't. And after this year, some states were not allowed to remain essential. I
Oh,
mean, they weren't allowed to, so it made a big difference.
yeah, no, that is interesting. So that was like an issue that RPAC was dealing with, was
Mhm.
being essential. Cool. What
Exactly.
what is an issue that's going on now that people should know
Well,
about?
there are multiple issues. I'm going to try to scroll down to the ones that I think are probably the most important. And I think the screaming answer, just it seems to be nationwide, is supply.
Okay.
But it's important, to note that realtors, we have what, 1.4 million across the
Something.
country.
Yeah,
It's something
1.5.
crazy. Yep.
Yeah.
So we're residential and commercial practitioners, and we do we deal with all facets of the industry, but it's basically focusing on improving access to home ownership, enabling a quick recovery after the COVID-19 pandemic,
Mhm.
ensuring fair housing for all, and building strong and resilient communities and businesses. And then on the state level, some of our priority issues include working to help ensure access to promote online access to public records. We don't have access to all of our PVA websites. I don't know if you guys do or not, but
Yeah,
that's a
I
problem.
know that Kentucky is like you have to like a lot of it's done by hand instead of online, which is pretty aggravating actually.
Mhm. Or you have to pay an amount to be on, a certain county's
Yeah,
PVA website and to have access. And it could be counties that that touch yours, and
right.
so you likely are going to sell properties there, and we don't have access to those PVA. So that's a big deal right now that we're dealing with on a more local level.
What do you think about like affordable housing? Is there any issues that RPAC's dealing with now regarding that?
Well, there are so many issues that are dealing with affordable housing. I think it's really it's kind of a bit of a convoluted
Yeah, it's a problem.
issue. It really is. It really is. And you could talk about all the different problems with it, and you could talk about some solutions, but really, when you're during a time that inventory is so short,
Hmm.
it's hard to even figure out
Yeah,
a way to deal with it.
exactly. No, that makes sense. It's a shame. Well, I really appreciate you being on. Hopefully, this opens some people's eyes about at least to ask questions about it instead of, not being in the dark because it is
Well,
important.
sure. Sure.
Um,
And one other thing that it may affect other states, and I don't know, but the whole idea of tax on services. You
mhm.
do the math. If you
Oh my gosh.
you sell it just for simplicity's sake. You sell a house that's $100,000, you get a $3,000 commission. Now you've got your broker's cut and you've got 6% sales tax.
That's crazy.
So that's a big deal, wholesalers, all these different things. Really, everybody is sort of touched by problems that arise in this industry. So RPAC's just more and more important.
And it's never like a simple problem, right? It's always convoluted, and there's always like rippling effects across a lot of things. So it takes everyone's brain so that we can come up with a solution that makes sense for all parties.
Sure. We have to pay for those voices for us in our state, with government.
Exactly. Well, I really appreciate you being on. You're not at an RPAC event now, are you?
No, I'm not. No, it's actually our brokerage event. I appreciate your patience during this, but our brokerage is having a golf scramble. So
yeah, well, we should have done it in person then. No, just kidding.
You could have come right on out.
Exactly.
Well, I'm sure probably played better single-handedly than my whole team. So.
I just like driving the cart, honestly.
I know. They won't let us do that here. I'm not sure why.
What? That's crap.
I know.
Well, if people do have a referral for you in Lexington, or they just want to find out more about like how to be involved, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
You can always email me at pelder1@me.com, or call me anytime at 859-806-7550.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Paula.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Jennifer.
Have a great rest of the day.
Thanks. You too.